According to the book Why Africa is Poor, written by Greg Mills, total government and private aid flows from rich to poor people were estimated by the end of the 2000s to be $170 billion annually, of which a massive $60 billion came from foundations, charities and individuals. Given that there were around 1 billion poor people in the world, this was quite a lot of money. $170 per poor person per year. In reality, if one takes out debt relief, emergency assistance, technical cooperation, for which read rich country consultants, other special grants, aid to Iran and Afghanistan, leakage and administration costs, with a capital to output ratio of 4:1, the standard, aid was just $7 per poor person in Africa. Mozambique is a country of both extreme beauty and poverty. Views like this take the breath away, but it was once the whole country that was covered in a forest full of wildlife, before it was hit by a bloody civil war, with particularly vicious fighting in this part of the country, the Tete Province. All wildlife here was either killed for food or scared off. The forests were chopped for houses and firewood, still an issue today, just as strong as ever. In addition to which, extreme poverty and hunger has the country and 70% of its population in its grasp. The following figures speak for themselves. 70% of the population are below the poverty line. Life expectancy is 41.37 years. 1.5 million people in the country are living with AIDS, and there is a high risk of infectious diseases such as hepatitis A, typhoid, malaria, and plague. So, how can we solve the problems faced by the people of Mozambique? Clinton Rowe and James Borman are convinced the answer lies not in a land grab or large funds, and not in aid or handouts that often create communities waiting for and expecting yet more gifts, but in leaving the people to continue to work their own land, but to bring to them the best commercial practices from seed to sales, to assist them in producing more per hectare. In the Tete Province, each hectare currently produces a poor return of just 0.8 tons per hectare, where with better seed and correct fertilizer, this figure could be 4 tons per hectare. Farmers in Mozambique currently use little or no fertilizers. And MSB bring better and larger markets, rather than the current iniquitous one large buyer. In addition to this, Clinton and James bring to the communal farmers a perfect storage system for their grains and oil seeds. 30 to 40% of current harvest rots or is eaten by rats and insects such as weevils. Current storage conditions are very poor, but Clinton and James are able to cut down this loss of harvest using the internationally acclaimed silo bags, which cut down losses to 0%. In 2010, over 60 million tons of grain such as wheat, maize and soybeans were held in silo bags around the world, mainly in South America, South Africa and increasingly in Australia. A recent demonstration as shown here was given to some of the local smallholder farmers and local government VIPs in Vila Ulongwe, North Tete, close to the Malawi border. The corn or soybeans from the communal farmers will be delivered in small 50-kilogram bags, weighed, cleaned, and then a seam taken into the bagger by an auger. The bagger pushes the corn to the back, which in turn forces air out of a vent, and then pushes against the front of the bagger connected to the tractor. The tractor in neutral is then pushed by the bag. This ensures that the weight of the tractor packs the grain into the bag, ensuring the minimum amount of air and oxygen left inside the bag. Once the bag is filled, it is sealed and any insects soon use up the available oxygen. An environmentally friendly way to store, it requires no electricity, no concrete, no chemicals, and no fumigation. This solution, courtesy of the African Agricultural Trust and the Mozambique Silo Bag Limitada, is perfect for the communal farmers' grain as well. The interest generated from this demonstration was massive amongst the smallholder farmers and the local administrators, such as the district administrator of Angonia, seen here, representatives of the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Industry, the local mayor's office, who have provided Clinton and James with 10 hectares of land to use as their storage hub, and the principal of the local agricultural college excited by the prospect of employment for his students. Once harvested, the Mozambique Silo Bag will offer the farmers a market should they wish to sell, and they will also offer storage, which is normally only available to commercial farmers. The farmers will be charged a small fee for storing their harvest in the silo bag, and will benefit from no longer losing up to 40% of their harvest. The farmers will be able to enjoy the higher prices later in the year and will have access to MSB's contacts, which include larger market prices from bulk markets. By giving knowledge, assistance, better seed, and correct fertilizers to the communal farmers, Mozambique Silo Bag creates an extra $3.76 for every $1 the farmers used to make. A massive increase to these communal farmers. Taking an average from the past 5 years, storing their crops, and assuming they sell in December, the period of annual rise in prices, Mozambique Silo Bag creates an extra $6 for the communal farmers for every $1 they used to make. The farmers can now enjoy higher prices later in the year, when previously they and their families would have come close to starving. More information on Clinton and James's work can be found on www.AASPTRUST.org.